So we have Kapitel Test. We spoke about the chiluk between Yehoshua and Yehoshua, but let's just go into the story. When the Melochim, everyone is scared about Klal Yisrael. So the people that live in Givon, and Givon is really not far from Yerushalayim, the Yehoshua Givon, as we said. We said Yehoshua Givon, that is at Pasuk Gimel. If you look at the Pasuk Gimel, Yehoshua Givon, Shomo is Asher also Yehoshua Yericho Le'ai. We spoke about the Milchomes of Ai and Yericho. They heard about it, all scared, and they do a Orma. And really, they live where they live, Givon. We said this is next to Mali Beis Choron, Emek Ayalon. This is not so far, as we said, El Jib, about 10 kilometers northwest from Yerushalayim. Not so far. But they come with a trick, and they say, we're coming from a distant place, and we want to do a covenant together. We want to do a covenant. You shouldn't hurt them. And Yehoshua, at the beginning, we have a few shilas of it. So and they took over there all kinds of old clothes. Keilu, they were walking, and they come to the people, and they tell the people, and look at Pasuk Vav, they tell the people, and then Vayomer Ish Yisrael Achivi Ulai Kirbiato Yoshev Echos Lecho Bris Vayomer Yehoshua Vodecho Anachnu Vayomer Leim Yehoshua Miato Ma'itavoyu Vayomer Elov Mer Zechoiko Me'oid Bonu Vodecho L'Shem Hashem Elokecho Ki Shomanu Shomo B'Eskol Asher Osa B'Mitzrayim. And we want over here, right? B'Eskol Asher Osa L'Shnei Malchei Mori. And yesterday, last week, sorry, we were busy. Why over here? Pasuk 10 it says Mer Zechoiko Me'oid Bonu, and Pasuk 4 it says Mer Zechoiko. So we saw the psukim, right? We saw the psukim, and we saw a few mehalchim. What's the rechoika me'oid? And we had another question. Michael is not here today, but we saw he has another question about. He has a miatem u'ma'ayin tovoyu. So miatem, they don't answer. Ma'ayin tovoyu, they say we came from Eretz Yehoshua. So we want to find out for the chivi. There was two types of chivi. There was the chivi who lived actually in Givon, not far away, 10 kilometers away. There was the Chivi, Levoy Chamos, actually very far. But they said, no, Chivi, they knew that they were Chivi. We're the Chivi, but which Chivi? The Chivi that lives in a big distance. It's a malach over here of the Malbim. Malbim goes with a very interesting malach. He says, so he starts with Kadal Goy B'Kodesh. Malbim starts with there's three reasons, he says, there's three reasons why you do a covenant with the nation, and how you do it with the nation. Three different reasons. First reason, he says, what's the reason they do a covenant between the two nations or two leaders of nations? He says, if you have two nations that they are neighbors with one another, they are neighbors one another, the two different nations are living next to each other, and they have the same border. So they do over there a bris. What's a bris? And no one should cross from one country to other country, not to get into a fight. Now, this covenant has to be also between the people. It's not only between the leaders, between the kings, it's also between the people. That's one type of covenant, bris, what they do between the countries. Then there's another type of a bris, and this bris, this covenant, this is between two nations, but this is that if someone will fight with you, we will come to protect. We're gonna be part of NATO. This has helped to feel over. Yeah, if they attack you, we're gonna help. So that is the covenant. Now, this covenant is not between the people, says the Malbim. This covenant is between the leaders, between the two kings. He says, and then there's another type of a covenant, and this is Binyan Hadas ve'emunah. They are the same religion, they believe the same things, and that if you agree to accept my religion, so I'm going to protect you, and we will live in friendship and harmony together, and that's another type of thing, and that is also between the people. Says the Malbim, lefi them, He says it beautiful. At the beginning, they come, they say the pasuk, Vayem Roel of Kol Ish Yisrael. Kol Ish Yisrael come to who? The Givonim come to Kol Ish Yisrael, to the nation, to the people. Ve'amu, Me'eretz Zechoyko Banu, Ve'ato Kiyusu Lanu Bris. We want to have a bris. So what do they tell them? They didn't believe them. Because say, if you are from Eretz Zechoyko, why should we do with you a bris? This is not among the people to do the bris, it's among the kings to do the bris. As we said, there's three different reasons why to join the, right? To join the, as we call, let's call it the NATO, please. Three different reasons. Or if you're living next to each other, two nations, so then two different countries, you do a covenant between them not to fight with each other, like Israel and Egypt. Yeah, so they did, right? So 73, they done over there the Skem Shalom. So 82. And they done over there the Skem Shalom. 79 was it? When the Sadat, yeah. And then we have two nations that live far away. But this is, if they attack you, I'm going to come to help you. If they attack you, I'm going to come to help you. And this is between the kings. Between the kings, not between the people. And then there's another covenant, as he said, in religion. Das Emunah, we believe the same things. And even if we live far away, we live together. So they do, between the people, they do the covenant. The Givonim come in the beginning. Says the Malbim. That's the three reasons why we do a covenant. The Givonim come in the beginning and they go to Kol Ish Yisrael. They come to the people. They say, we came from Eretz Zechoyko, we want to make a bris. Listen. If you came from Eretz Zechoyko, you want to make a bris. What type of bris you have to do? Between the kings, not between the people. Why are you coming to the people? It's between the kings, because if someone's going to attack you, we're going to come to help you. That's only between the kings. We don't have the same, we're not sharing the same border. We're not sharing the same border. So why should we do the same thing? Okay. So then they go to Yehoshua, right? They go to Yehoshua. And what Yehoshua tells them, and that's why, we look at Pasuk Zayin, Vayomer Ish Yisrael, that was the answer. That means you're sitting among our land. If you would sit by us, be neighbors, then you can actually get the bris. But you're not living next to it. So Yehoshua, they go to the leader. They say, okay, you're right. This is not something between each other, the nations. This is something between the kings, between the leaders. They go they go to Yehoshua. And what they tell him? That means they want to say, we want the second type of covenant. Which type of covenant? Which type of bris we want? If you're going to fight, we're going to fight for you. You're going to fight for us. After that, also Yeshua tells them, 1 second. Must be that you don't live far, because I can't come to help you. If you live too far, how could I come to help you? You're too far. Also, when you come to do this type of covenant, you have to live in a distance. I can come help you. You live so far, how can I come help you? And that's why he asked them, Miatem, ume'ayin tavayu. Sometimes we're going to know, who are you? So this is a very famous nation. So we know that they're going to support us. Wow. Even that they live far away, they're very powerful. Right? So America, even though they live far away from some countries, but they're powerful. So they're part of NATO. So it helps for different people, right? So we can understand what the Malbim says. He says, even I can read the words of the Malbim. He says, "Ki lefa'omim ha'om noidoim b'shem ha'am mefursam, al zeh sha'al mi atem, ולפעמים שם העם בלתי מפורסם, על שם מדינוסם לא ידעס, על זה שואל, מאין תבואו? So, מי אתה מאין תבואו is not who are you, two different questions. It's the same question. We do your covenant now because you want to say that you're going to protect us, or we're going to have to protect you. We have to know what is exactly the name. And that's why the answer, no, you know what? You're right. I can't say who I am, because if I'm going to say, oh, I'm Melech Givoin, what is going to say? Oh, Givoinim 10 kilometers away from here. Get out of it. So what they answered, you know what? And that's Pasuk Tes, Pasuk Yud. Vayoimu Eilom. You know what? We want the covenant not for the first reason, not for the second reason, for the third reason. What he said, Vayoimu Eilom. But why do we come? לשם השם אלוהיכךו, כי שמענו שמוי ואת כל אשר עשו במצרים. We came from a far distance. That means you don't know who we are. We live very, very far. Don't try to find out who we are because we come from a very long distance. How you can say, Vazoi, what's the covenant you want to do? No, we're not sharing the same borders. We are not exactly going to fight your fights and you're going to come to help us and our fights because you're very far. You know why? L'shem Hashem Elokecho. We want the same religion we want to share. That's why we want now. Ki shomanu shimoy, boyoilo, milchemes sichon voy, kriyas hayarden. We heard all of these things we want to do. Over now, the covenant. I'm going to explain the Malvim, the Malach HaPsukim. Says the Pasuk. So that's the Psukim. Let's see the Pasuk, weiter, Psukim, and it's called Shalom Shalom Alachem. Moira, Shalom Hayarden, Sichon melech Heshbon, Loig melech Haboshan, Asher be'ashtoris. Pasuk Yud Aleph. Vayoimru Eileinu Zkeneinu. Bechol Yoish Ve'artzeinu. They're explaining now, these people of the people of Givon, they say Zkeneinu, the leaders. And the Zkenim for sure means the aristocratic, the Zkenim. And this was we didn't find this actually in thing. Okay. Avodeichem and they told the Holy Spirit, קחו בידכם צאן הדלת, ולכו לקרוסם, ואמרתם עליהם, עבדיכם אנחנו, ואתו קירסו לנו בריס. We are your slaves, and we want now to have a bris. זה לחמנו חום, הצטיידנו איזוי ביבותינו, ביועצינו ללכת עליכם, ואתו הנה יובש ואיו נקודים. Now they say, bringing a raya that we came from Eretz Lachoiko. Here, look at the bread. The bread, when we took it, this was hot. It was chom. It was mamish fresh bread. And now look at it. This is nikudim. What means nikudim? It's hard, right? And also mitzad sheni, it's nikudim. As we said last week, nikudim means it has in it all kinds of holes because it's already full of mold and it's old and hot. ואלה נוידויס היין אשר מילאנו חדושים, והנה ספועקו, ואלה זלמויסינו נעולנו, בולו מרוי בדרך רוי. They bring a riot, and when we filled up these noidos of yain, it was new, and now it's already cracked because it's so old. And these are they're showing on the dresses, and they're showing on the clothes, and they're showing on the shoes. There was meroi baderech, and that's why now it was the meroi baderech meoid. Again, meoid is like vechachoiko meoid. I want to emphasize this idea that they came from a far distance that they didn't think. Yeah. Vaiku Anoshim Mitzeidom. Says the Pasuk Azoi. Who's the Anoshim? Who's the Anoshim? What we're talking about over here? This Tzeidom, because they see over here that the Tzeidom is actually proves what they are saying, because they say we came from the Chechoiko. Nah, you see, the Chechoiko. Vaiku Anoshim Mitzeidom ve'espi Hashem lo yisho'olu. That means who's the Anoshim? The Anoshim is the Nesiya Oida, what we mentioned beforehand, and we're going to see later on. Right? These Anoshim, of course, we explain, these are the Nesiya Oida. Beforehand, we call them Ish Yisrael, right? In Pasuk Vav, in Pasuk Zayin, we call them Ish Yisrael. And now we call them Anoshim, or Anshei Mokoim, or Nesiya Oida. They take from Mitzeidom. Why they take from Mitzeidom? And they eat this to show, here, we're sharing with you. And this is, again, it's not yet the Krishas Bris. This is not the covenant, what they done. Then we can see in the next possible what they done over there, the Krishas Bris. But to show that there is, we find many times, like Vayitzro, Vayasla, Mishteh, Vayechu, Vayishtu, Vayashkim, Vaboiker, Vayishavu, Yishalochim. Right? So we find that sometimes to bring together, Gdoila Suda Mekareves, it means to bring together to show that they are about to do a bris to each other. First of all, they eat together. So, to prove here, we believe you, we are doing this together. Who's the Pi Hashem? So the Gemara says, and the Medrash says, Pi Hashem is the Urim Vetumim. The Urim Vetumim, they didn't ask the Urim Vetumim. If they would ask the Urim Vetumim, it would be different, but they didn't ask the Urim Vetumim. Is after. That was part of the tithing. Yeah. Because over there was something else. It was not over there. Was a Vayishavu, as we find, as we said, what you find by Yitzchak, right? Something else. So it's time mechira. It's not.
Why didn't they ask?
What if they would ask? That's exactly what we're saying. If they would ask the Urim Tumim, they wouldn't have this problem. But why didn't they ask? That was the michshel. What they didn't ask the Urim Tumim. Yeah, that was the michshel. No, it was not the agenda. There was a michshel that they didn't ask the Urim Tumim. You can see that in the Mefoshim. You can see Balt why they didn't ask the Urim Tumim. Or if they would ask the Urim Tumim, it says in the Mefoshim that they wouldn't have this problem. Because if you ask, and that's the idea, if you ask the Das Torah, a michshel can not go from them. So you can't say, how could it happen as a michshel that thing that we say, it's Pi Hashem lo yishalu. There is a Fosh who explained that the Mincha Ketana says, what means over there, it's Pi Hashem lo yishalu. He says what he said before in Pasuk Test, what he said in Pasuk Test, that they came, L'Shem Hashem, this they didn't ask them. Okay, Beseder, you want to come, Beseder. And that was a problem. They didn't say, oh, you came L'Shem Hashem. It's Pi Hashem lo yishalu. They didn't care so much if it's Pi Hashem lo yishalu or not. Now they should have asked. But they didn't ask. So in the Abarbanel inside the Malbim over here, they say, they should have asked in front of Elazar HaKoyen. This is the side the Malbim, inside the thing, he says, he should have asked in front of who? Says the Abarbanel, Elazar HaKoyen. Yeah, because they asked Ele, lo Ele. But they didn't ask, I will be Matzliach. That's the Gemara brings in Yume, a raya from this, that you have to ask exactly what you want from the Urim, not just say Ele, lo Ele. Because if you can ask Ele, lo Ele, could be they're going to answer you. They should have asked. That's in Machna the Psukim. They should have asked. And they didn't ask, and that's why I don't know if they got punished or not. But the Rambam says, in Pirush HaMishnah, we mentioned this Rambam a few times, the Rambam, the Agdome, to Pirush HaMishnah, the Mishnah, the Rambam says that they didn't have anything that they would have something new, and they wouldn't ask to Urim Tumim. They would always ask the Nevi'im. So what is the Nevi'im and Pi Hashem lo yishalu? I mean, they didn't ask Yehoshua that he was a Navi. They didn't ask Yehoshua this word, even though Bnei Yisrael didn't ask Yehoshua. Or why Yehoshua himself didn't ask the Urim Tumim? Why Yehoshua himself? Okay, so Klal Yisrael didn't ask Yehoshua. Pi Hashem, the Navi. But why Yehoshua himself should have asked the Urim Tumim? The Rambam in the Agdome, not the Pirush HaMishnah, the Rambam in the Agdome to Chelek in Sanhedrin. The Rambam says all of the Nevi'im, when they're going to be Chal on them Ruach Nevuah, doesn't depend on their Rotzen. Depends on Rotzen Hashem Yisborach. Right? Because it doesn't mean, okay, I want now a Nevuah, I'm going to get to Nevuah. The Novi, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, right, it's not he's mechaven now to have a Nevuah, he's going to have a Nevuah. But the Nevi'im would ask, that's like the Rambam, the Nevi'im would ask the Rebbeinu Shloim to tell them Dvar Nevuah, and they would prepare themselves a Nevuah, and that could be the Rebbeinu Shloim would give them a Nevuah, could be not, could be it would take days, as the Rambam says, and sometimes it would take months, or sometimes never. They wouldn't tell him. Like I say, Yehoshua ben Nun had to ask from the Rebbeinu Shloim, he should tell him the Nevuah. Like tell him the Nevuah what to do. Now, Tosis and Sanhedrin, enough design, Tosis says that what we see, right, and the Gemara we see over there, that Legabi Yehoshua, that we don't find that he needed over there a lozo, right, to ask the Urim Tumim. He didn't need to ask the Urim Tumim, because he would get everything, ben Nevuah, as I said the Gemara, in Ador. Yeah, the beginning of Ador, the Gemara says over there, that we don't find that he needed the lozo and Urim Tumim. In the beginning of it, yeah. Hador, we said. Hador, beginning of Hador. Yes. We said Toises and Sanhedrin, Daf Tirzayin. Yeah, it means that's what we said in the beginning of Perek Hador and Eruvin and Yeshua. We don't find that he needed Elazar. He didn't need Elazar to ask the Urim Tumim. Why? Because as Toises says over there, Hakoil Oyon Nigle Loi Ben Nevuah. Everything would get the Nevuah. Everything would get the Nevuah. Now, what Toises says that Hakoil Oyon Nigle Loi Ben Nevuah. Rambam over there explains that only Moshe Rabbeinu will have the nevuah b'chol Eishei Yirtzeh. And the rest of the Nevi'im, they didn't have not Asfaklar Meiro. B'chol Eishei Yirtzeh. Asfaklar Meiro is the type of nevuah. We talk about the way not the type of nevuah. We talk about the way when the nevuah. Moshe Rabbeinu, he wanted a nevuah, he got the nevuah. The other Nevi'im, they would request the nevuah, they would mechamen for the nevuah, they would prepare themselves for the nevuah. It could take days, months, or years. It could take till they will get the nevuah. Yehoshua also, it can't. It's not more that he will get the nevuah whenever he wants. Just what it depends on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whenever HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted, just what I could. Also, Yehoshua, he had a special hanoga, as we see. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu was mekalem only when he asked, or he asked from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But if Yehoshua would ask from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he would tell him. But Yehoshua didn't ask Pi Hashem, and that's why he didn't ask him. And that's why Pi Hashem lo yishoalu. Because if he would ask, Yehoshua Binu would ask, he would get told, right?
He gave the risk and they did the shua. So he didn't do any shua. You don't find anywhere.
On the shua again.
He combination of Kiddush Bula have the CAO April. Don't say about your shua. He never did shua. Not here that they shua at all.
Yeah, but we're gonna say yeah. You're right. Yeah, but when we go back to your question before, who said it's a mitzvah? If thinking about it, who said it's a mitzvah to ask the Urim Tumim over here? The chiyuv to ask the Urim Tumim over here in this case, it's not a milchama. We know what you ask the Urim Tumim. There's many specific things what you ask the Urim Tumim. Everything you have to ask the Urim Tumim. Could be the pasuk teaches that Pi Hashem lo yishal. They didn't have. If they would ask, maybe it would be a thing about they had the chiyuv when they got punished. When they had a chiyuv, they asked the Urim Tumim. Or they ask the Urim Tumim, they don't have the right way. That's what we find over there in the milchama. Then they got punished. But not to ask the Bechlal, they didn't know. But no chiyuv to ask the Urim Tumim, is this the Shiva Amim or not? The chiyuv is once you know to Shiva Amim to kill them. You're right. But who said it was a chiyuv over here? I can't say. So let's see the pasuk. Vayas lohem Yehoshua shalom. So it says over that Yehoshua actually done for them shalom. Yeah, the pasuk it says Vayas lohem Yehoshua shalom. Vayichos lohem bris lechayoisam vayishavu lohem neisiyoid. There's a bunch of want to die. Davke who done the shvua vayishavu lohem. Davke da Yehoshua done the shalom. The bris shalom as we find right, and it could be that is the bris because we find the psukim many psukim we find bris shalom. Bris shalom, right? So that's the shalom. The shalom over here is the bris shalom. Even that they, right, of because that's the bris shalom. That's the bris shalom. Bris lechayoisom, right? Because we know that shalom is like life, right? That's is lechayoisom to keep them alive, but vayishavu, and that's the siyela. What is the vayishavu? As we're going to see about in the psukim, what was the shvu over here? What they done the vayishavu. We see over in this psukim, what do we see in this psukim? If not the Arome, they came, these people of Givon, they came and said that they are Meretz HaChoiko, they would actually not get the bris, right? They wouldn't get this agreement, they wouldn't have this covenant, even though that they came to be mashlim with Klal Yisrael, right? And that's why when Miktzei Shloishes Yomim, as we can see now, pasuk design, Vayi Miktzei Shloishes Yomim, Achei Asher Kol Solaim Bris, Vayishmeu Kikroim Ve'elo, V'kir Bohem Yoishvim. So after 3 days, they hear that word Kikroim Ve'elo, V'kir Bohem Yoishvim, and what happens? We can see pasuk Yudches, Vayiloinu Kol Eido Al Hanesim, right? They have tightness, and then pasuk Chof Beis, and pasuk Chof Gimel, Vayikol Lohem Yehoshua וידבר עליהם לאמור, לא מוריניסם או יסונו לאמור, רחוקים אנחנו מכם, מאוהל ואתם בקרבנו יש ואתם ארורים אתם. We find a way that Be'ebes, if not the breeze, you shouldn't be mekabel them. Now, why you shouldn't be mekabel them? Why? So over here, the Malbi speak about it. We spoke about it before, and let's speak about it now as we see the Maisa. So let's see the Psukim, and then we're going to go back to the Psukim. ויסעו בני ישראל, פסוק י"ז, ויבואו אל ההוריהם ביום השלישי, והוריהם גיבוין, והכפירו, ובאירויס, וקריאס יאורים, ולא היקום בני ישראל, כי נשבעו להם נשיא העידו בהשם אלוהי ישראל, ואלוהינו כל הנעשים, they have a tinus. Why you did a covenant with the Givoinim? The Givoinim, what the Hogina, the Givoinim, they said they came from Eretz Choiko. They didn't come from Eretz Choiko. Says the psukim, ויאמרו כל הנשיאים אל כל העדו, אנחנו נשבענו להשם, לא הם בהשם אלוהי ישראל, ועתה לא ינוח עלינו בהם, ומבליחים להשם. זו יסנעס עליהם, החיו ישראל, ולא יהיה עלינו קצף על השבוע שנשבענו להם. That's much more, there is a קצף, we're going to go over it. ויאמרו עליהם הנשיאים יחיו, ויהיו חולית ויצים, ושאבי מים, לכל העדו כאשר דיברו להם הנשיאים. ויקרא להם יהושע וידבר עליהם לאמור, לא מורים ניסים ויסתנו להם, רחוקים אנחנו מכם מאוהל ואתם בקרבנו יושבים. ועתה ארורים אתם, ולא יקורס מכם עבד, לכל יצים ושאבי מים לבייס אלוהי כהן. ויענו אצל ישוע ויאמרו כי הוא גדו גד לעבודך אשר ציווה השם אלוהיכם את משה עבדוי. לא תשלח לכם אסכול האורץ, ולהשמיד אסכול ישוע הארץ ובניכם, ואני רואה מאוהל ולא ששנו. ובניכם ונעשה את הדבר הזה. ועתה הננו ביודך כתוב יכול יש בעינוך לעשות לנו עשי, ויעשה כן ויצא ליסון מיד בני ישראל ולא יחורגום. והיינו מישוע ביום ברוך את העצים ושאבי מים לא עדו למזבח השם עד היום הזה למוקר אשר יבחר. Okay, so we saw the psukim. Now let's understand what's going on. So we have, as we said, as Mashav that they had big tightness afterwards about why they recovered them, why they accepted them. They shouldn't have, but why not? So there's a machloikes in the Rishonim about this. And the Torah state as well. And let's be mesader the dvar. Shein the Torah tikrav al ir leilochem oleo vekoroso eleo leshalom. Right? As I state in the Torah, says Rashi. במלחמת או רשות, הכוסוב מדבר. Right? And that's the psukim of there. It says, כי תעשה לכל ההורים הרחויקויס. That means that the המשך of there, it says in the psukim, רק מאורי או עמי מועילה אשר השם אלוהיכך לא יצא לכו נח לו, לא יתחיה כל נשומו. So what we see from Rashi, so we see in Rashi, that in Zion Amom in the Shiva, I mean, you're not allowed to start with Shalom. Because you have a Zohar that they are lo yisachai kol neshama ever. So the psukim, what we said now, that there is an inyan liftoach or leo b'shalom, it's not talking about Zayin Amami. That's Shitas Rashi. The Ram, the Mizrahi, Rabbeinu Eliyahu Mizrahi, he says that he said also that is mashma from Rashi, from the story of Yoshua Givain, from us, brings the Mizrahi. That's the biggest right. The Shitas Rashi brings from us. He says, if the pshat is kisikav al ir vekorosa eleo lesholoi, he's talking about sai milchemes rashus, inside milchemes choivo, not like Rashi. Rashi says only with milchemes rashus akosim adava. Says Rashi, says the Mizrahi, if we're going to say that it's talking about sai milchemes rashus, sai milchemes choivo, why the Givonim had to do be'oma? Why didn't it say lo yikum bnei Yisrael ki nishba'u lo nesiyah? That's it. Why did that? Maybe ulai to Yoshua Kirbi, ve'echach al what the? And what's the problem? They wanted to do Shalom. Then we do Shalom. Elamai, because it's Milchemes Mitzvah. And Milchemes Mitzvah is actually, we don't think. The Zohar actually being, and that's what Rabbi Cohen said before, and this is actually a Raya to the Shitas Rashi. Very good. Yeah, the religion, or Mas and Avdus. We spoke in the Rambam, yeah. Okay. The Ramban over there, the Ramban brings over there, Rashi, but he disagrees on Rashi, and he says, Kriyas HaSholom, afilu b'milchemes mitzvahi. Also, milchemes mitzvah, we still have the Kriyas Sholom. You have to likro Sholom, and even the Shiva Amim. Why? The right of the Ramban is because Moshe Rabbeinu, before he goes to fight Sichon ve'oig, Sichon belechem oiri. Right? He sends them the shluchim. You just going to go through. He calls them the Shalom. For sure, Moshe Rabbeinu wouldn't be over the Asay, and on the Lois Asay, was he though, and the state also, right? And the Ramban brings us a raya from our psukim. What's a psukim? The psukim later on is a psukim, what steht over there in Kapitel Yudalef. Kapitel Yudalef. Oh, steht da so. Yomim lo yehoiso ira shel shlim al bnei Yisrael bilti, achi v'yoish v'givoin. It's a koi lo kuva mechoma, it's pasuk Yutes. And then pasuk Chof in Kapitel Yudalef. Ki meis Hashem oiso lechazek eslim bli kasam elachoma. As Yisrael leman nachrimo lebilti yeyoish lo yiptchino ki lemad hashmido kasher tziva Hashem es Moshe. That means, what the pasuk says, lo yehoiso ira shel shlim al bnei Yisrael. No one did shalom. Bilti, chutz vam, achi v'yoish v'givoin. Es hakol lo kuva melchoma. Ki meis Hashem oiso lechazek es libom likras ha-melchoma shel Yisrael leman hashmidom. So what's the mashma from over here? That if they wanted to be mashlim, they would be mashlim. Like the Ramban Arayan as well, and they want to be mashlim, they can't be mashlim. That's what the Ramban says on the shita over here against Rashi. The Rambam. The Rambam, as we mentioned, the Rambam already 2 weeks ago. The Rambam in Yichus Melochim, Perek Vav Halacha Aleph. The Rambam says, "Ein oisim milchama im odom ba'olam ad shekoyin lo yishonim." The Rambam says it doesn't matter. Echol milchemes reshus, echol milchemes mitzvah. You always, and why? And the Rambam brings out the pasuk, "Yisikra v'lir leilochem eleo, v'koroso eleo lesholom." What's the reason that Yehoshua and Givon had to do Arome? Says the Rambam over there in Halacha Hey. Now, that means, and this is the Shlosh Ksovim, as we saw, that's what Yeshua sent. At Sheloi nichnas loretz, Chazar v'sholach, Mishra roitz le'ashlim yashlim, and they're not mekabel, and they didn't know that what that was they don't want. And once you came into Tzitol, then you can't do the shalom. The shalom is only once before, and once they go into Tzitol, there's no shalom. The Raivet says. שלא ליהושע להשלים אלו עד שלא יעבוס הירדן, אבל אחר מכן אין מקבלים בישראל. A third shita is the Lechem Mishnah. Lechem Mishnah on the Rambam over there, אני נכנס מלוכים פרק ו' הלוכה א', is מעריך, lange arichas, and he asks a lot of questions on the Mizrahi, on Shitas Rashi, and he says to explain why they had to do Arom over here. He says, Al Pi Rashi explains what Rashi says in Soita. Rashi says in Soita Daf Lamed Hey with base over there in the Perek Elu Ne'emorim, and you know mekabel b'tshuva afilu kabol hasheva mitzvahs only shiva umois that are sitting far away from the borders of Eretz Yisrael, and that's why he called oiges sichoin l'shalom. But the ones that are sitting in the gvul Eretz Yisrael, the ones that because they do it machmaskiro they do it. So these people, the tshuva is not a tshuva. That's what Rashi says. Rashi says, so there's a difference between the ones that live far away from the borders of Eretz Yisrael, for example, Sichon, and the ones that live in the borders of Eretz Yisrael. The ones that do the tshuva, they want to do tshuva, they want to do shalom because they are doing it machmas ire. We don't accept it. Very good. Yoshvei Givoin, they have to do the arome. Why? Because even if they mekaben on Sheva mitzvahs, it's not going to be enough. Why? Because they're doing it because they're sitting on the borders of inside the borders of Klal Yisrael. It's not going to help. What we said over there later on, the psukim, what we just read now from Kapitel Yudalef, what it says over there, Yehoshua Yir Asher Yishlima, she found was the fear Rashi in Toises in Gittin Daf Mem Vav. The Toises over there, right? Yehoshua sent the Ksav, right? The Yerushalmi. Whoever wants to be mashlim could be mashlim before they went to Eretz Yisrael. But once they went into Eretz Yisrael, so they can't do it, and that's why they had to do the arome. Now, Lefi Shitas Rashi is very explained, because once they went in Eretz Yisrael, then they do get machmas ira. We're gonna have to use both terutzim. Once they go into Eretz Yisrael, why are you gonna ask them only before they come into Eretz Yisrael? Before they come into Eretz Yisrael, it shows really they're doing the peace because they want to. They want to be part of the Klal Yisrael Sheva mitzvahs. But once they go into Eretz Yisrael, now why they want to be part of it? Why they're scared? Why they don't want to do a covenant? Because they're scared. Machmas ira. That's not going to help them. The Rashbam. There's a fourth opinion. The Rashbam. The Rashbam על התורה. There's a difference between before they come into Israel or after they come into Israel. And he says also after they come in Eretz Yisrael, there's a chilek. And he says, "Shetovoi leilochem," they come to fight with them. Lo yisikro lehem mishalem. But if they will come to you and tell you that they want to be slaves before they come, before you go to them, for example, like the Givonim, he says, so then yochol atolach yoisam. And this is the Rashbam. They feed them. Why the Givonim have to do the Arome? Why they didn't come and say before, right? Before they came by themselves, before Klal Yisrael going to fight with them. So I have to say that they didn't know the halachas. And they thought that once they go into this soil, they're not mekabel them. As I like that. The Radak in Pasuk Zayin, and we spoke about it then in Pasuk Zayin, but La Shloma Seinian, let's bring the fifth shita of the Radak. The Radak says, as the Radak says over there, Ve'abris, the lotion of the Radak in Pasuk Zayin, the long arichas, but we're going to read just what's going to us. The Radak means V'omu B'Rabbi Seinu, Ki Shloisha Ksovim Sholach Yehoshua V'Knisas Al Oretz. All big arichas of the most of the thing what we spoke is brought down over here in the Radak and Pasuk Zayin, but he brings over here והבריס הוא שיהיה בשולו עם אימם ולא שיהיו עבודים להם ומקבלים מצווסם וזה אוסרו התוירו ואף על פי שכולם אם היו משלימים היו מקבלים מויסם אבל בתנאי שיכריסו עבודת גילולים מארצם ושיקבלו עליהם 7 מצוויס שהוא זר בהם עוד המורישון. Sometimes they look at the Radak over here. Now the Givonim, the Radak over here, the Givonim, they didn't want to become themselves all of this. Just stop, they wanted to do it Bris as Bris. And that's why they came with the Arome, and they are not from Yehoshua. As the lesson of Radak over there is, She'imo Yoyoidim. No, says the Radak says over there, She'imo Yoyoidim. If they would have known, She'im Eretz Knan, or you are Surim, Licho Yisloem Bris. And the Arome was part of the, We learned over here, okay. So, once we understood the idea, let's see the Psukim again. Vayisu b'nei Yisrael, Pasuk Yitzayin, repeating again, Vayisu b'nei Yisrael, Vayavoyu el Areim, after they find out that Milton arguing out, right? Vayisu b'nei Yisrael, Vayavoyu el Areim, Vayoyim HaShlishi v'Oreim, Givoin, v'Akfiro, u'Beirois, v'Kiryas Yorim. Right? And what's Kiryas Yorim? The Medrash Rabbah in Bamidbar, Parsha Dalet Piskei Chof, the Medrash says, Va'aloiso shehi Kiryas Yorim. Says the Medrash, Lefi she'agivo v'Kiryas Yorim, Leva sachas le'yoshvim. So yoshvim agivoinim. That means the Kiryas Yorim, the Givoinim lives. And we find in Chazal that we have the mitzad echad, it's a gnus for Kiryas Yorim. Right? It's a bad thing with Kiryas Yorim. It's more down in Yalkut Shimoni, beginning of Parshas Pinchas. Omar Rav Shua bar Nachman, Arboin shebo mishpochot bezuyo. Ve'elu im Pinchas, ve'Uriya, Yecheskel, ve'Yirmiyahu. Uriya, what's Uriya? Yisrael mezalzel in acho v'oimrim, lo yigivoiniu. And ve'gam Uriya, right? Uriya mistabeh b'shem Hashem. Where was Uriya mistabeh? Shedil Pasuk Kiryas Yorim. And that's why, Shade of the Yalkut Shimoni. Why do we Mevazeh Uriya? Because he came from Kiryas Yorim. And Yalkut Shimoni, beginning of Parshas Pinchas, brings that where do we know that Kiryas Yorim belongs to the Givonim? And therefore they said that Uriya is from Kiryas Yorim. Ve'Oreim, Givonim, Akfiro, Ve'ero is the Kiryas Yorim. So we miyachas them after Kiryas Yorim. We see that Kiryas Yorim had a Maile, Mitzad Echad, they had Koyanim of there, like Uriya Koyan. Or Mitzad Sheni, it had a Chisar, because the Givonim lived over there. Yeah. And that's why we said over there that he learned this, even that he was a Kohen and he was an Ishmael, after Pekin, it says over there that he learned from the ways of the Givonim. And that's why they killed him, yes, over the capital, right? Of yeah, we are Kohen. No, we are Kohen. Yirmiyahu, capital Chavav, Ayin Sham. Yeah. No, it's a different, yeah, not the way of the Givonim David, yeah. And over here we find, so he does over there, Bris le'achyoisam, and as Elohikum b'nei Yisrael kidnish be'ulohem. Elohikum b'nei Yisrael kidnish be'ulohem. They don't know Shvuah. The Shvuah, they couldn't, how was there even a thing? It was a good Shvuah, it was not a good Shvuah. How was Chal the Shvuah? And who done the Shavua? The Nasim. How could Chal the Shavua of the Nasim of the Olav Kaisor? But you know, you call it the Nasim. Then you done the Nasim either. Even on the Shavua, we're going to do whatever we want. We done the Shavua. So the Tumas, there is a very interesting Tumas Hadeshan. Learn some over here, very interesting. Allah, we're going to finish with this. Tumas Hadeshan and Chelek Beis. Simen Reish Nun Dalet brings the Tumas Hadeshan and Raya, the Shavua Chola Yidei Shaliach. And even if he didn't tell the Pirush, the Shliach, that I'm going to do Shavua for you, if the Shliach gave him the Al-Shoy, he called it, Stam, he gave him Rashus. That is, he has the Yodei Keyoda, he has the Rashus to do it. So it will chal the shvua. And the Nasim, they were like the apotroposim, they were the shluchim of Klal Yisrael. Power of attorney to do it. Aber es ist nicht so poschen. Thomas Hadeshen alt so, aber the Ktois HaChoishen, Simen Kuf Chov Gimel, he said that the shvua, he proves over there the shvua doesn't help any shliach. Why didn't see Eido? They do it. He says because this is what's called Shiva Tuve'oir. Mitzad Tuve'oir, they have a koyah, the shvua is the shvua, even Baal Kochom of Klalis, or even Baal Kochom Bnei, because they're in charge. But this was Mitzad Yehoshua here, that's the koyah that they had to do the shvua. Sure.